Chapter 1, The Raw Deal, the Pre-Fire Era. Long before fast food, grocery stores, or even basic agriculture, dinner was a struggle. For millions of years, our ancestors ate everything completely raw. We're talking raw leaves, raw roots, and raw meat. Imagine chewing your food for 6 hours a day. Because raw wild meat and fibrous plants are incredibly tough, early humans had massive jaws and giant molars just to grind it down. Eating raw also meant our bodies had to work overtime. Raw food takes a massive amount of energy to digest, requiring a giant digestive tract. But then, around 1.8 million years ago, a cosmic accident changed the course of human history forever. Chapter 2, The Spark of Genius, How Fire Changed the Menu. We don't know exactly who the first chef was, but at some point, Homo erectus discovered that fire wasn't just terrifying, it was a kitchen appliance. When meat meets heat, something magical happens called the Maillard reaction. The proteins and sugars break down, releasing aromas and flavors that raw meat simply doesn't have. Not only did it taste amazing, but cooking acts like a form of external digestion. It breaks down tough fibers and collagen. Suddenly, instead of chewing for hours, humans could digest their food in a fraction of the time, absorbing way more calories. More calories and less energy spent digesting meant our guts shrank, and our brains grew. You could literally argue that cooking made us human. Chapter 3, Prehistoric MasterChef, Boiling and Roasting Tech. But how do you actually cook when metal pots, ovens, and stoves haven't been invented yet? Early humans got incredibly creative. Pit cooking was the ultimate slow cooker. They would bury meat and roots with hot stones, seal it with dirt, and let it steam for hours. But the real engineering marvel? Boiling water before pottery. They would drop intensely hot stones directly into water containers made of leather, wood, or giant shells. The stones transferred their heat instantly, bringing the water to a rolling boil to make ancient stews. Chapter 4, The Bread Revolution, The Dawn of Agriculture. For hundreds of thousands of years, this was the way. But around 10,000 years ago, everything flipped. Humans stumbled upon the ultimate cheat code, agriculture. Instead of chasing animals, we started growing crops, specifically grains like wheat, barley, and rice. But you can't just chew raw wheat seeds. So, ancient people invented the world's first processed food. They ground the grain into flour using heavy flat stones. By mixing that flour with water and baking it on hot stones next to the hearth, they created the ancestor of the tortilla, the pita, and the naan, flatbread. It was portable, packed with energy, and could be stored for days. Cooking brought us out of the trees, grew our brains, and eventually, brought us together in the very first communities. So, the next time you pop something in the microwave, remember, you're using a high-tech version of a trick we figured out over 1 million years ago. Outro. Happy cooking.